Hi, I'm Zach Kozuchowski from GolfWRX.com. I'm here with Mike Guerrette, VP of Brand Development and Tour Operations for UST Mamiya. Now Mike, you have a new product that you're very excited about. It's a graphite shaft for irons. We've seen the marketplace go this way in recent years. People have been playing graphite in their woods forever, recently in their hybrids, and now it's moving into iron design. Tell us why the recoil shaft is different than previous graphite shafts.
Well, the recoil, the name itself, recoil, means spring. And what we were able to design in a graphite iron shaft is spring. Old graphite shafts, the wall thickness on it was very thick, and so you would never get a spring effect. And it's more of kind of an ovaling or hooping. People are familiar with hooping in wood shafts because it hoops too much, and so they try to limit the amount of hooping. Graphite iron shafts have been the opposite. They've not enough hooping in it, the walls are too thick and it doesn't hoop enough. So we've been able to design, using innovative materials and innovative design technology, a graphite shaft that weighs 125 grams that acts very much like steel, but in the end is actually better than steel because you get all the benefits of graphite.
Tell me why graphite is better than steel.
Graphite material is composed of carbon fibers, and it's pre-pregged, and it's the ability to change the fiber strength, to change the pre-preg material, and you can design so many different types of pre-pregs or graphite materials that allows you to really endless innovation relative to designing products with it. Steel is very old. It's an archaic move, and designing and pulling, the pulling process in steel shafts is old. It's an old technology. So carbon fiber gives you the ability to really pinpoint your flexural properties, your torsional properties, your balance points, so much better than steel. And now that we finally figured out how to create a spring effect within the graphite shaft for irons, it's hands down, it's a better product.
And what's going to differ about these shafts? The weight is similar, and you can get them in a couple different weight ranges. You told me 95, 110, and 125. But what's going to be different about the torque?
Well, the torsional properties in steel are very low, and you basically, it is what it is. You draw it, and that's what you're left with. Graphite shafts, as you well know, we can orient the material in such a way that we can adjust torque. So we can make torque high, we can make it low. And the industry for years has been in this bandwagon of low torque is better, low torque is better. And as you well know, some people out there, our VTS line did an actual study on that, and we found that low torque wasn't necessarily good. A lot of good players, high speed players, in fact long drive players, prefer 3 to 4 degrees in torque in their shafts. So along those lines, when we started developing this recoil line, we started looking at torque as well and say, how can we adjust the torque to give the player a better feel? And feel is definitely correlated to torque. And so we were actually able to loosen up the torque a little bit in the shaft and give the player some feel back, but yet keep it a very stiff profile, so you get a really strong trajectory with it, similar to steel, but you get a better feel in the end.
Now, your company does a lot of independent testing and testing with tour players. What kind of results have you seen with the recoil compared to the steel shafts that pretty much dominate the PGA Tour?
Well, we've had a lot of players try it. We've had a couple players. Hale Irwin is on a Champions Tour. He's been playing it for about a year. Fuzzy's been playing it. Russ Cochran's been tinkering with it. And there's several players on the PGA Tour that are now testing it and really liking it. They're just a matter of pulling the trigger with it. We just brought it out on tour the last month or two. So players, good amateurs and professionals outside the tour that we fitted with it have come back, and they actually kind of said, why am I hitting this about 5 to 10 yards further? It's because graphite actually is a better, more efficient in transferring energy than steel is. So that spring that we've created within the recoil shaft is actually more effective than steel. Now people think, is that a bad thing? It's like, no, everybody wants to hit the ball a little further with their irons, and it actually has a better dispersion pattern than steel as well because of the torsional properties we designed into it. So all in all, hands down, players have come back and they're really surprised at first, and we ask them if they want the steel shafts back, and they're like, not a chance.
Michael, we really appreciate you taking the time to tell us all about these new recoil shafts. We look forward to hitting them.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks for your time as well.